Today is October 24th. We're going to start a little bit of a series on the 5 love languages. So has anybody ever heard of that before? Awesome. Good. Okay. If you haven't, no worries. We'll get into it, get into some nitty gritty. But these are going to be a little series just giving us an opportunity to kind of learn how to really express love, how to make sure we're showing our kids and our families and the people we care about, make sure that they really feel that feeling of love. All right. So, as per usual, hosted today, we've got Principal Santos, we've got Vice Principal Rocca. You've seen him run in and out. I am Mrs. Baker. We have Mrs. Munoz, our school psychologist, Ms. Precious, our office manager, and Miss Amber, who is our wonderful teacher librarian on staff. Yeah. What do we got next? So agenda-wise, we signed in. We got our refreshments. Hopefully they are refreshing. We're going to have a little bit of learning we'll do. We'll have some discussion. Then we'll wrap it up and get y'all out of here into your weekend. Norms and expectations. Again, you know the drill. You've been here before. We want to be respectful to me, hopefully, to each other. Anybody that may be online, just so you are aware, we do offer an online parent lab as well. So families that may not be able to make it in person can be here. So we do have a few invisible guests with us as well. Okay, we want to limit cell phone usage. If you need to step outside, busy lives, busy people, go for it. Handle your business, do what you got to do. Limit side conversations. If we need to talk about something, let's do it. We need to talk about it. If not, no worries. And then concerns, complaints, criticisms, we can deal with it after the session at the end, or you can schedule an appointment at the front office, right? If I offend you and you're not ready to tell me, you can tell them, but hopefully I don't do that. Okay, our mission statement here at Phoenix, we want to create a truly equity-centered environment where every student receives the support and guidance to rise to their greatest potential in their academic and social emotional success. As always, we want to rise by showing respect, integrity, we want to be school ready, and we want to be excellent in everything we do. Okay, our students, our vision. Our students will be empowered with knowledge, strategies, tools, and confidence. They will excel in any and all academic settings and beyond. Right? We got big goals here, and that's why we're here to work as a team to hopefully be able to give our students that empowerment. Okay, so today's focus, and for the next couple of weeks that you're with us, we are going to be talking about the 5 love languages. We are going to look at a little bit what they are, what they mean, where they come from, and then we're going to start coming up with some examples, right? Ways that we can show love to our kids, to each other, in a way that we really feel, okay? So that's our goal. The first thing we're going to get through is a little bit of information on what are the love languages, right? The kind of concept as a whole. Now, it is a book. It was published, and the big concept, again, it's how we feel loved, how we express our love. The original book was written for married couples. So, right, the ways that married couples express love to each other is a little bit different than the way we think about interacting with our children. So we are focusing in on children's love languages in our series, really focusing in on the parenting aspects for Parenting Lab. But anything that you learn here, anything that you try here, anything you think about can absolutely be taken to your marriage, you know what I mean? That can be taken to your friendships, anything like that. So very, very applicable, super, super lovely. I'm going to go ahead and play this video. You can mute yourself and play your video. little summary of our 5. Now, some people like to interpret this as, well, my love language is gifts. So the only way I feel love is if you give me stuff. And that's not at all how it works, right? Everybody can feel love in all 5 ways. We all like getting gifts, but I like a nice hug every now and then, right? So we can all feel all 5 of these things. But everyone has preferences, okay? So that's where we're going to be working through this, looking through this, thinking about our kids, thinking about what we can learn from them, and how we can better love them. All right, so, oh no, don't start that video again. Okay, so really quickly, just thinking about our acts of service, right? When's the last time anyone in the world, did something helpful for you without being asked, right? They just saw you had a need and they jumped on in and they solved that problem for you, right? How'd you feel? Felt good, right? Felt real good. So why do you think acts of service like that, somebody seeing a need and fixing that problem for you before you ever have to say anything, why does that make us feel loved? Why does that make us feel good? And if you'd like to share what that situation was, if you're comfortable opening up a bit, we can do that as well.
At the moment, I don't know what to do. I was my head was asking like, so I will be without somebody.
Good, yes. Good. Oh, I'm glad that you had that experience with us. I'm glad we were able to do that, right? But it makes you feel supported. That's a really, really good word, right? When we feel loved by somebody, we do feel supported by them. We feel like they got our backs a little bit, right? Thank you for sharing. Excellent. So that's where we are going to be in that mindset, right? Some of the things, and I'm sure some of you are already thinking about what acts of service you already do for your child. What needs are you filling for them, right? You're washing laundry, you're making sure they got shoes, you're getting dinner cooked, right? All those caretaking things we do, you're already doing tons of them. Okay, so we're going to take a look, right? And we're going to look at some examples of acts of service. Now, remember, I said the original 5 love languages was written for a married couple. So this example is going to be more of a mom and dad kind of interaction, but it'll give us an easy example to really see the ways that we can meet those needs and to see an example of what it looks like when we are ignoring that need, right? When we can see, okay, I could help my partner here. I could fix things. I could make things better. And maybe we're making the wrong choices and not showing that support. All right, so we'll have a short little video here. A couple questions to think about as we watch. What need does blue have, right? So we've got a blue character and a green character. How is green failing to meet that need? And then how does green actually step up and meet blue's need here, all right? Take a minute, watch little shorty. What need did blue have? What was blue struggling with? The noise level for sure. I bet some of y'all are sitting here going, I don't want to be hearing that. It was quiet in here, Miss Baker. Right? So the noise is probably one thing we're struggling with. What else do we feel like? The mess. Good, right? And it was kind of constant and ongoing. Like it was not stopping. Those kids were little hurricanes up there. They were causing the chaos and kept causing the chaos. So how was green failing to help blue? Failing to meet blue's need there, right? Blue needs help with the mess, the noise, the kids, all of this. Green was letting them down. How did green let them down? Sitting down. Good, right? Not getting off the feet to help. What else do we see?
Faces.
Little faces, right? Kind of making faces. I even saw that blowing a kiss at one point, right? So they're trying to offer love, right? I'm blowing you a kiss. I'm giving you affection, but that's not what blue needed. So what did green have to do to make blue feel better?
Get up and help her.
There you go. Get up.
Everybody.
Yes. Step up, right? Start doing something. Help out. Throw up that stop sign. The kids start listening. And now blue gets to relax a little bit. Blue feels better. Oh, come on. There we go. So a little psychology behind kindness. Okay. Right. There is a whole psychology behind kindness. This affects your body. This affects your brain. This affects your heart. All them good stuffs. Right. So first off, when you serve someone else, when you help another person, right, your body floods with hormones. It does that no matter what we do. That's how they work. But you get serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin when you help someone else. Those are 3 feel-good hormones. Those are 3 happy hormones. These are the things, the chemicals we want in our brains to be feeling okay. Your immune system gets strengthened. Guess what? All of those hormones run everything else in your body. So if you're feeling good, you'll actually be feeling healthier. Okay, it builds and maintains social bonds between people. We want to make friends. We want to make family members. We want to be connected, right? Show support. And it gives you a self-esteem boost, right? I don't know about y'all, but I know when I'm like, ooh, that's a challenge, right? Miss Amber's carrying something heavy. I get my muscles on over there. I help her. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm strong today. I feel good, right? You get a little confirmation about who you are and what skills you have, right? You're strong enough, smart enough, capable, talented enough. You're valuable, and people need you. All right, so we got a short little video. We'll look at some of the psychology behind kindness. And then we are, guess what, folks? Almost done, I promise. There we go. So right? Kindness, super valuable, super good. I like to think that kindness is a part of human nature. There are ancient, and when I say, I mean, well, ancient mummies and things that we found where they have broken limbs, and we can see that other people helped set that broken arm in this ancient ye olden caveman, right? Altruism and kindness is a part of human nature. It's been a part of us since we became people, right? Now, one thing to be mindful of when it comes to our kindness and our acts of service is, are we actually helping, right? One thing to worry about, are we helping? Another thing to worry about is our mindset as we go into it, right? If I say, hey, let me help you with that. I seem pretty nice right now. Now, what if I'm like, fine, I'll help you with that. I mean, I'm helping you, but you don't feel good. I don't feel good, right? So we want to be mindful. Parenting is a service-oriented vocation, right? Got to raise your kids, you got to care for them, right? It's a service-oriented job. The day you found out you would have a child, you enrolled for full-time service. Your contract calls for a minimum of 18 years of service with the understanding that you're on active reserve for several years after that, okay? And that quote comes from the Love Languages book, directly from this author, right? You got to get them through childhood, get them to adulthood, and then you've probably got a few years of a, hey mom, hey dad, help me, right, in those early adulthood phases. So one thing that I want to remind you all to be mindful of is it's very easy to get a little bitter sometimes, get a little resentful sometimes, because your children may not always say thank you. They may not see all the good things you're doing for them, right? They may forget, right? Those manners. It may be the one time they forget, but it's to you. They may not say thank you. But the reminder and the important thing to remember is how you are loving them today, how you treat them today, how you take care of them impacts who they are tomorrow, impacts how they love for the rest of their lives, right? So even if they forget to say thank you, you still want to be mindful that you are loving on them, okay? And I like to joke, maybe your next act of service is reminding them to say thank you. Okay. Another little bit of info to be mindful. I know this one's word heavy. If you don't want to sit and read it, I'll say it, don't you worry. But something to be mindful of is a true act of service. Am I really helping? Am I parenting? Am I raising? Am I teaching my child right now? Versus, oh, but it's so much easier to just do it for them, right? So when you are sitting and you're taking the time and you're thinking about and planning how you want to parent, how you want to bring this in, right? Start by identifying a need. What's a need your child has? Could be big scale, could be, you know, behavior, could be emotions, could be, but it also could be small scale. Maybe they had a frustrating Friday. Maybe they weren't feeling good when they left for school this morning, and you already know they might not be in a good mood picking them up. So you can already pre-plan, prepare. They need some support right now. Okay? Choose an action. You just got to pick something. Okay? Maybe it's taking them out for a little something. Maybe it's doing a chore they hate with them, right? They don't want to get out in the backyard and clean up the dog poop. All right, kiddo, it's got to get done and you got to do it, but I can do it with you. We can do it together, right? Things like that. Make sure it's manageable, okay? Can't buy them Disneyland. Make sure something that they will actually appreciate, right? If you're sitting there going, you need new pants, but they really like those pants and you buy them the new pants, they may not feel the appreciation there. And even if it's not your favorite, right? If they love it, they want you to play a video game. No, you don't care about Fortnite. We know. But they want you to play with them. So you play with them. Okay, make sure you're helping and not enabling. We'll talk a bit more about that. Step 3, of course, just do the thing. Do it with a smile. Be loving when you do it, right? Cheerful attitude. Hey, I care about you. I'm doing this because I love you, right? Remind them. So I talked a little bit, right? Go out back, clean up the dog poop with them. Sometimes doing it with them instead of for them, right? It's a good teaching moment. You get to model what you want to see from them. Say it's a chore. You get to show them the right way to get it done. and you do it with them so they feel like they're not alone in it. Actions speak louder than words. This one's a really important one. If you commit, make sure you do it, right? If you give them your word, you want to make sure you do that, right? That way they can learn from you to be a person of their word. Children learn most by watching what you do. And then of course you've picked the thing, you've helped them, woohoo, you had a great interaction, your kid feels loved. Don't just let it go there. Think about it. How'd they react? Did they say thank you? Did they feel good? Did y'all have a great evening together? Did you get a great weekend out of it? And if they did not say thank you, right? Now we know the next step. We teach them to show gratitude. How do we show them? How do we model that, right? Easy peasy. So we'll look at an example of the enabling aspect, because I know many parents, especially when you're in the thick of it, it's real easy to just do it for them. I'm faster, I'm better, you're gonna make a mess trying to wash those dishes. I don't wanna deal with cleaning it up after you. Just let me get it done, I know what I'm doing. So here's my example, okay? Here's my son. I don't have a son, but that's my son. We're gonna imagine him. He's always asking for help tying his shoes, okay? Little first graders have discovered that I can tie shoes. I think most adults can, right? But the first graders have discovered me and they are hunting me down, asking all the time. So I can, number one, serve him by tying his shoes for him. I can get down every single time, right down here, tie them shoes, done. Tie them every time. That is an act of service. I'm helping him get his shoes tied. My second option, I can just buy him Velcro shoes. Problem solved. He doesn't need his shoes tied anymore, and I don't have to do it. Or I have a third option. I can teach him how to tie his shoes, and I can practice with him until he gets it down. Now, it takes longer. It's probably a little more frustrating. I don't know if you've ever had to untie shoelaces, but all three of those are acts of service. All three of those are me doing something to help my kid. Only one of those solutions allows him to become independent, to gain confidence, and to be able to move forward. Now he can help other people tie in all his friends' shoes. Okay? So that would be an example, right? If I'm tying his shoes for him every day, I'm enabling him to not learn. If I buy him Velcro shoes, I'm enabling him to not learn. Okay? So there are ways that you can think about it. There are some strategies to go about it, right? And yeah, it's a little bit harder to sit there and practice and teach him, but how nice will it be in 6 months when you don't ever have to touch those gross shoelaces again, right? So feel free if we would like to discuss, if you want to talk, if you want to share. Having the discussion is awesome. If maybe it's a little bit of a bigger thing or a little bit more personal that you would like to keep to yourself, please just reflect and think on it here. But what's a need your child's struggling with? Attention? Absolutely. Absolutely. Good. Okay. Hey, that's fair enough. I see you giggling. I'm sure this is a problem we're all having, right? They want attention. They want all of the attention. And there is only, I heard a quote yesterday. I've been in a training and they said, you are a finite resource. There is only so much of you, right? You got 2 hands and that's it. You can't make more. It's a lot, right? You are limited in some things. So how can we make sure, how can we meet that need? How can we make sure that we are giving that individual attention, that we can make sure our kid feels seen, feels heard, feels helped? Give a little one-on-one. Good. So absolutely, that's an easy place to start. One-on-one time. We say it in education all the time. Now, it's easy to say. Is it easy to always do? Pull your kid aside, get that special one-on-one time, uninterrupted. Right? That's hard. So where could you start building in, pulling them in, giving them that attention into your day, right? Is there a time maybe in the kitchen? Some sort of time in the kitchen you could pull. Yeah? Good. So you get that time with Eric in the car, have a little conversation, and then he's also part of picking up the other siblings. Good. So car time, driving time is phenomenal. Do y'all know why driving time is phenomenal? Because you don't have to make eye contact. Good. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, right? Easy way to build it into your routine. It didn't need to be something bigger, didn't need to be something new or additional. You brought it in, right? I like to, my husband makes my coffee in the morning. I like to bring a little stool into my kitchen and sit there and watch him because I feel mean sitting on the couch, sitting in bed while he's doing something nice for me, right? So I come hang out with him while he makes my coffee. It's a little act of service going both ways. Okay? How else could we give our kids a little extra attention? How could we bring them into what we're already doing? What's something you do? No worries, right? Think about, one more time.
When I give him breakfast,
Yeah.
I'm there and he's telling me, I want them to know the pancake, I want the oatmeal with bacon that. I say, okay, Jacob, but he bring me the butter.
Good.
Okay. And look, Mama, I'm ready. So that's here. I'm ready to go in.
And it takes some work, but that morning routine, it sounds like he and that attention is baked in the whole way with you making breakfast and allowing him to express some opinions, some feelings. What does he want? And then you asking him to help you. He gets to serve back. That is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Good. Right? Little things like that. Easy place to start. I recommend chores. Nobody likes doing them. Everything is nicer on a team. Right? So if you're already going to be doing the dishes, bring them in, hand them a towel, they can dry it, right? Small little things. You're serving them by giving them that attention, and you get them to serve you back a little bit, be a part of the family and everything else. Okay. Ooh, we're making real good time. Hot diggity. With that, folks, that about wraps it up. It was just mostly a little discussion here today. I do want to talk a bit about Red Ribbon Week. We'll get into that here in a moment, but we have our feedback survey. If you want to hit that QR code, let us know what you thought, if you thought it was valuable, if I offended you. Representatives from the DA's office coming and giving a presentation to our students, kind of kick things off. Tuesday, we are going to have some dress up in character clothes. So we're not wearing a Mario costume, but if we have a shirt with Mario on it, we can do that. Okay, Wednesday, we are gonna wear bright colors, sunglasses, things like that. Thursday is pajama day. I've heard plenty of people asking. On Thursday, we will also have a presentation from our school nurse surrounding the Red Ribbon Week theme. And then, of course, next Friday is Halloween. We will have Parent Lab. We are going to do Parent Lab a little differently. So Parent Lab next week is going to focus on quality time. It's another one of our languages, and you will actually have the opportunity to spend a little quality time with your kid while you're here. So we're going to be kind of nice, give you that little gift of time, give you some opportunities and some activities to be able to have some festive fun. If you celebrate Halloween, we got actual Halloween stuff. If you don't, we will have some fall themed activities where you can still have that quality time, but we're not worried about getting into the holiday or anything if that's not something you wish to do. But that is what we got next week. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? Fabulous. Awesome.